Hey, welcome, whoever may be watching right now. Um, it always seems like I'm landing this plane just in the nick of time when I go live here, because all of a sudden I was setting up and my camera wasn't working and forgot to do a bunch of other things and ran around like a headless chicken and we didn't crash, so that's good. So yeah, there's a lot to discuss this week. Let me see here real quick. Up here we go. Hey, Matt King's here. Got you for the drive home. All right. Hopefully, I won't say anything crazy, make you crash. Get home safe. Good shirt to wear today. I need to get more of them. Hey, James. Yeah. Yeah. This is the only one I got, but it's the only one I need. I got my own shirts to sell now, man. So let's see. There's a few things that I wanted to kind of take a look at this week and kind of talk about. I'm so close to being done with the 160 page book that I've been working on. I've got 9 pages left to ink. I'll show you a couple of the pages here that I was working on. It's going to be potentially spoiling some of the end of it, but that's okay. I know you guys will get it anyway. But yeah, this has been a really fun one. Coming right to the end. I'm gonna land this puppy. Actually, not going to be landing it. I'm going to be landing the inks on it because then I got to go and color it. You'll see a lot of these areas here. I wasn't about to take the time and fill it in with black, so I'm just going to click it in digitally. And if somebody wants to buy it at a later time, well, then they can do that. Or I will fill it in if someone wants to buy it at a later time. That's what I meant to say. Let's see, this week on the channel, man, some good stuff. We've got, we're going to be taking in tomorrow the latest, here's the artwork for the latest episode of Chris Claremont X-Men Comic Club. And we're going to be looking at, which issue is this? Here we go. Uncanny X-Men issue 116. Man, there's a lot of crazy stuff starting off after this issue. So this one kind of wraps up a Savage Land thing. It's going to be it's a good one. Business before pleasure here. I just wanted everybody to know that I am doing a store-wide 20% off sale. It goes for everything, books, artwork, all the biz. So you can get the Sketches of the Masters book with a sketch in it, 20% off. That you actually, if you join at the $3 level of the Patreon, you get it anyway. So maybe that's a better way to go. But all copies of Spectral that I did with David Ocampo are going to be. I'm gonna do a sketch in every single one that I sell, just for this month. So hop on that. I've got a few issues left of Horrorium, the book with that Kyle Strom and Matt Mitchell did, and see Greg Smallwood, Buster Moody, Jonathan Lamantia, a bunch of different artists are in this book. Jonathan's stuff is crazy. Jake Smith. And so this is the first issue. I've got some of these up for sale. Here's Here's my crazy story that I did with them about a meth cooker who gets taken out by a Sasquatch made out of weed. And issue 2. This one is a little bit different. This was written by Adam Smith, the only other writer to partake in this, but this one's great too. You get another Buster Moody story. And then here's mine. Obviously, you're going to feel a little bit of the He-Man elements to it. Yeah, and this is there's so much great stuff in this. There's a Chris Burnham did a story in the back of it. This was a lot of fun. So yeah, those 2 issues. Lost Angels is up there, and Chaotic Neutral. So for those of you who love old school Dungeons and Dragons, comes with a full-on module in the back, and Chick Tracks by Ryan Brown. His new book is coming out soon with Charles Soule. They got Frank Miller to do one of the covers for it. Looks it's awesome. But yeah, Kyle Strom got a bunch of people to do backup illustrations for this too. Jeremy Hahn, that's me. Dan Panosian, Max Dunbar, Tim Seeley. This is a fun one. This is a good one. And I'm about to start issue 2 of this. So yeah, get it while it's on sale. Also, all of the t-shirts that I have up there, the Chris Claremont X-Men Comic Club shirts and Three-Headed Pigman shirts and Chaotic Neutral shirts and all the original art, everything, 20% off. Must go. See that closet behind me? It's full of stuff. Buy it. And then, yeah, what else? There was something else I wanted to talk. Oh, yeah. Remember last week I couldn't find that piece of art, that Berserker art? I posted it all over the place, but I found it. It was in the scanner the whole time. D&D Red books are very choice. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, so the this is how the piece turned out. I was pretty happy with it. I was going for that split. I don't know if you can really see that well. I was going for that sort of split hair brush, like dry brush thing that Mark Schultz does so well. And it did, like I had said in past episodes, and it did not work for me. And I've got a feeling that either the brush wasn't right for it or the paper wasn't right for it, because I've got a sneaking suspicion he uses different paper than I do. And that can be a big difference. We'll see. But anyway, regardless, I think it turned out pretty good. I just went to town on it for a while and did a lot of like dry brush and hatching and added some speckles and things. I think it worked. So yeah, that one's for a Patreon member. So if you want one, join the Patreon. Let's see. So, let's see. I'm going to have people kind of give me their 2 cents. I don't think I have a commission to do next week. But I have some sketch covers that maybe I will do and then like put up on my store. I've got a few to choose from. I don't know what to do. So you guys can kind of help me figure it out. I'll put it up on the Patreon too, and people can check it out. But I've got a Twig sketch cover. I've got a Creature from the Black Lagoon Lives cover. I've got a Ninja Turtles #1, Jason Aaron, Joel Jones cover. I've got a Duke cover. And this one is the OG Detective Comics. I really should have grabbed 2 of these to keep one for myself. Oh, Spy by Siegel and Schuster. This is cool. I saw some faces in here. Where was it? As I was flipping through. It really reminded me of Milt Kniff, but I think that he just influenced everybody at that time. So, but yeah, this is really cool because you got to see the whole. These look like those mannequins from the 20s that Jay Webster Sharp, when she was on the channel last week, drew some faces that look like that. They look like old mannequins from the 20s. But yeah, it's cool to see the issue in full, the way that it was intended. And it's such a short little, yeah. Siegel and Schuster too. Yeah, they're so distinct. All the people they drew look like Superman. But yeah, so many people draw the when they go old school Batman, they draw the ears just like flopped. But they were way, way, way down on his actual ears. I love that so much. Look at the purple gloves. I could have swore that he actually used a gun in this issue. Or maybe he does like in the next one or somewhere early on. He gets a hold of one and uses it. Got to use a wrench here. Nope, no gun. I swear he uses one in one. Anyway, so so let's see here. Endriven, you think Ninja Turtles or Black Lagoon? I mean, that's why I'm having such a hard time choosing, honestly. I mean, I'd draw Duke on the cover, but I would the Vipers are where G.I. Joe is at, it's so I'd probably just fill it full of Vipers if I did that one. Got to do old school Batman for that one. Yeah, Turtles are always good. Creature from the Black Lagoon, yes. And yeah, Kyle's Twig. Okay, all right. So kind of narrowing it down there. I don't know if anybody else has any input into that. Let me know. Let's take a look at, let's pull a book, shall we? Oh, all right. Pull a book here. So Mike Boehm, I haven't gotten a chance to read this yet. He does Dope Cat Comics. He has another Kickstarter up right now for the next issue that I also backed. I don't know if you guys have ever read any of Mike's stuff, but I tabled David Ocampo and I tabled next to him in okay. We got one vote for Detective. We got one vote for Ninja Turtles or Creature. We tabled next to him at Emerald City like 3 years ago, and he had the best pitch. His pitch was down. Mine are always so hard. It's like, it's about a ship that crash lands on Santa Monica, and 7 years later, there's a new refugee group in Los Angeles, and the government's trying to figure out how to deal with it. And now we're integrating a high school into it. Goes on. His is hey, you want to check this comic book out? It's called Dope Cat. It's about a cat who smokes dope. Boom, done, easy. I wish that my pitch game was that solid. And his stuff is so much fun. It's like look at that little tiny sticker. It is it is. It's about a cat who smokes dope. And it's just such a great throwback to to the underground stuff. And he talks in this like thick accent. It's some wild stuff, it really is, like Cheech and Chong with a cat. But yeah, he's got a Kickstarter going right now. I think I'm pretty sure it hasn't ended yet for the next issue. So if you like these, you can grab them. I love this stuff. Oh, Matt Lesniewski says Ninja Turtles. Ninja Turtles is winning so far. Like, look at this thing. Was it like a? Is it? This thing popped out of this seagull's butt. And is walking around and found a nail. Found Dope Cat while he's sleeping. Comes up, jabs him in the foot. And now the race is on and wackiness ensues. I don't even know what that is. It's like a button. Anyway, these are a lot of fun. So yeah, I highly recommend you check his stuff out. All right, let's see here. Got Matt King says Detective 1, and Matt Lesniewski says Ninja Turtles. All right, cool. So I want to take a look at this. I'm determined to crack this, and I'm willing to fail on camera. So let's look again at this Mark Schultz stuff that I'm become kind of obsessed with lately. Real quick, because there's a passage in here where he says, for instance, one specific stylistic development that began almost by accident and with no real planning was the addition of a new technique to my inking. Up until the early 90s, my goal in inking mostly centered on creating a slicker, more precisely controlled line, an emulation of traditional mainstream comics technique. That began to change, however, on a day when I was struggling with a particularly errant sable brush that insisted on giving me a nasty split in its hair, as opposed to a nice clean point. I finally decided to stop fighting my tool and work with what it was giving me, which were the multiple parallel lines of dry brush or split hair technique. It worked well enough for what I wanted at the time, and as a result, I started looking closer at the dry brush techniques as it is used in early 20th century illustration. Thank you, Daniel Smith. I slowly began introducing more of it into my work. What started with a frustration over a faulty brush and unexpectedly developed gradually into a break from what I thought I wanted and led to the growth in a new, more personal direction. So that is what I'm trying to get to, this weirdness of this dry brush. Now, sometimes it feels like it's almost like watered down or something. And what I also suspect, which it could be that he's using. Oh, these are from a great book that I have too, where there's like a script, and then they have all these artists interpret the script, the scene in the script, the way that they would do it, the way that they would lay it out. I think it's got like early Mahfood, and it's got Mignola and Mark Schultz and a few other great people in it. But yeah, let me get to what I'm talking about some more here. There's some there, but I mean, who pencils that tight? It's crazy, because these are just his pencils, his studies, and then he goes and inks it separately. So yeah, like he's got this thing where it, especially when he uses the atmospheric perspective, he just goes with the brush, the split brush here. And I showed it on screen before, but this one particularly kind of shows it off. The way that this brush is just, it's split and it's doing this great dry brush thing, but it's so controlled. So yeah, and see when it goes to he does this atmospheric perspective, it's just the brush doing that. I don't even think it's watered down. Oh, look at those clouds, and like the links in the armor, all going in a little different direction. God, the liquid or around the sword and the smoke. And he's even got it here. And then he also does it like cross hatches it, and it makes for a different kind of cross hatching feel. You know, it's undoubtedly, because look at these pencils compared to the inks. It's crazy. Undoubtedly, he is, you know, a master of it. And in order to hit that, you've got to look at that. Jeez, you've got to be a master. Yeah, his Predator stuff is amazing. These are so cool. There's it's got like an alien Predator too. But I mean, this feels so Frazetta, the way that the side is sitting in the shadow so hard like that. But then he brings it out. You know, he does the form underneath with the brush and then pulls it out. God, I just want to do this. So we're gonna watch me fail now. I found a couple of crappy. Let's get some ink here. I found a couple of crappy brushes that have split on me. As you can see, there is a synthetic sable hair. And then there's this one. This is RIP. This is my favorite brush of all time, and they don't make it anymore. I think I have like one or two left from Japan. They're called face brushes. I guess they're for doing like eyeliner or something, but they're incredible. So let me see here. Where is some ink? I got this Pelican. Schwartz black ink that oh gosh, what's his name? Tom Richmond, the Mad caricature artist, uses, because I was over at his house and I was looking at his pages for Mad, and the black was so matte, and he uses a nib, and it flowed so well. Which, by the way, I still got to light my nibs on fire or whatever I'm going to do to them. So I haven't done that yet. But this is the ink that he told me he used. So I ordered some, and I kind of hate it. It's not very opaque. Maybe it's just because, I don't know. Maybe it's because I haven't. Maybe it's because I haven't shaken it, or because I had it for a long time and didn't use it right. Anyway, gloves. And here's my suspicion. I have this sneaking suspicion because there's a quality to the line. This is the paper I normally use. It's a smooth Strathmore. And this is vellum. So it's toothier. And I know like Sean Gordon Murphy and stuff uses vellum to do his work. That's how he gets that sort of effect where when with the dry brush it does this maybe it's old. It needs a shake. Yeah. It's old enough. It's over a year old. So I have shaken it though. I don't know. Figure it out. The vellum gives this like I take it off the wall. I got an original page from Punk Rock Jesus here, but like the black as the dry brush goes on a regular one, it behaves differently on vellum. So, anywho, let's just give it a shot here. We'll get some. I don't want to get a nice tip on this thing. I want it to. Oh shit. Oh shit. Sean, do I know the weight of the vellum that I'm using? You asked. No, I don't know the weight of the vellum. 300 or 500. Look, this is working. Oh shit. Oh shit. This is working. Now, it's not. You got to get. Oh, there we go. You got to get the brush just in the right spot. So, see, and then let's go faster. Broader strokes. And you got to get the brush just right in the right position. So it's almost like you have to. Oh, see, now it's getting too squirrely. It's almost like you have to test it before you do it on the page. Too squirrely. Nope, just one line. No, see, okay, so now it's not working as well because I think it's coming together. But there's still a split here, so let's see. Okay, so that might work. Okay, you could put any pressure on it at all, and you're toast. Well, that might work a little bit. Will this page be up for auction? Yeah. Place your bids. It's live auction right now. This page is part of comics history. Page that Chris Anderson figured out how to show to everybody how to do the Mark Schultz line. Okay, though, this is way too crazy. See, this one is split like big time. But that doesn't mean that it isn't useful. I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. A little gentler, maybe. I'm gonna get more ink. No, it's way too crazy. That's way too split. Maybe. Ooh, wait a second. Hang on. I mean, it's good for something. But just for shits and giggles, let's see what it does on the vellum. Because, like I said, I've got a sneaking suspicion. Somebody will probably get that page with the. So it's too rich for your blood. Somebody will probably get it on the back of a commission or something. Can't waste paper like that. Or I just use it as test paper. So here's the vellum. Let's see. Yeah, I think so. Let's do a little. So if you do like a brush. You could probably modify a new brush to get what you want, but if you're working enough, you've got plenty. I'm sorry, you've got plenty of brushes that have crapped the bed on you. And you can just do that. You could probably snip it or something. Ooh, this vellum really hates this brush. Or this brush hates the vellum, one of the two. So you can really only get almost a dry. Okay, so let's see. Let's get a nice thick line here. Okay. And then let's go in and do this off the side. Yeah, it works. You got to pull it. You have to pull it towards you. And then maybe as it dies, let's let some of the ink die off too. And just see what happens. It's definitely that line. It's definitely the line. Ding, 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 ding. We got it. Gosh, die already. Here we go. It's starting to die now. It's starting to die. I just want to see if it would work for atmospheric perspective. So like if you did like let's just make like a rock over here. There's all sorts of things you could do with this. Shitty rock, Chris. Got to find the angle though. Yeah, and I think the trick is you're gonna have to be flipping the paper a lot because I think the trick is pulling it towards you too. Well, crap. We did it. Now I'm afraid to like even wash it. I don't think there's anything you could do to break it anymore. There you go. Nice straight tip. Good job, Chris. Way to wreck it. Oh well. Yeah, vellum is really good for a lot of things. Also sucks for a lot of things. It really depends on what you're going for. Looks like I'm going to be doing a commission in the future on vellum. I was wondering if I would be able to use it to do this Wonder Woman drawing, but I don't think so because it's on smooth stuff. So we're going to continue going with what we got. All right, here she is. Ding, ding, ding. As you can see, I got absolutely nowhere with her because not only was I doing those pages, I'm working on other projects too. So I've got like 2 more pages to ink tonight. But yeah, that vellum, you can get vellum and smooth Strathmore. They're both Strathmore, and I think they're both same sizes. 100-pound, I guess. 100-pound paper. All right. Well, let's get back to her. Got old trusty there. My wife is not home right now. Will be coming home soon. I usually keep the door shut because she's a prose editor, and talking while you're trying to edit books is probably not the most awesome thing. And I shut it just out of habit, and the heater's on, and now all of a sudden I'm turning into a prune. But that might be a good thing for this old Pentel pocket brush here, because it might just make it dry up real fast. Let's see. So yeah, I have yet to figure out what ink that they're putting in these Karatake brush pens. I hate the brush itself because it just comes out way too fast, but it is the flattest, blackest thing I've ever inked with. So it's great for filling stuff in. Trusty watercolor brush filled with the hell is it? It's called ink, Chris. What kind of ink is it? Where is it? Jeez, I made a mess over here. Yeah, filled with ink. And then these Pentel brushes that I just use the factory cartridges for because I've never been good at filling it. Anyway, let's get to it. Probably have to put this on backwards. Looking so cool. Well, tell you what, I got a piece of paper here. Let's just see how fast this sucker's drying today. Nope. Not great. Sucks. Oh well. So I'm going to use this one. It's Rapidograph ink. That's what I'm talking about. They always talk about how you don't want to, and it's true. They don't just always talk about it, but you don't want to add like too many lines to a female face because you can age it in 10, 15 years with one line. Well, it's also true about hands, as I go ahead and put 50 million lines on a hand because I'm not thinking about what I'm doing. But yeah, hands too. You gotta really just be smart about where you're putting the lines for the hands. Oh, good. She's home, everybody. She's home. She's home. I always see. Here's another thing: is I need to work on is that I always go to the 90s, probably even before the 90s, to draw like metal on things. And like everybody kind of drew metal the same way back then, you know, the glare, the shine. And I think it was probably in the 80s too, because I see it in like the cockroom and probably even older than that when you are really drawing metal. And I got to figure out something different because, man, that isn't what metal looks like. I should probably like actually look at what shiny metal things look like. And usually you got to find a shortcut because it's going to relate to the shine is going to be a reflection of whatever's around it. And that's also a pain in the ass. So I've got to find some sort of happy medium there. I mean, thanks, Matt. I wish these would like pop up on their own. Thanks. Yeah, it's fine. It works, you know. I'm just saying, like, I don't know. I'm always trying to think of ways to do things differently, and that's one thing that I kind of want to take a closer look at. And of course, I didn't draw the rope around her. See, I'm doing the rope in this direction, and I'm only doing it in these sections to spare you all from me having to do the whole thing. Watch me do the whole thing, although you might towards the end. But there's this fear that I have that I'm going to get there and it's going to be going in like this way instead of that way, which is totally possible. But I guess I'll deal with that. Cross that bridge when I get to it. And again, the plan is to use that craft paint, glow-in-the-dark craft paint on top of the lasso and on a jet so that you won't see it during the day, but at night it'll shine out. All right, so let me look. Her nose is still bugging me, but I think I'm just going to go with it. This isn't any kind of friggin' house style bullshit. So who cares, right? I don't know if you guys knew it, but I taught Gal Gadot's daughter while she was making, I guess it was Wonder Woman 2 or whatever, 1980, whatever. And or when it was about to come out, I guess. Not while she was making it too. But then she had gotten pregnant. And kind of had to go on bed rest or whatever. And I had given her husband a copy of Lost Angels to give her something to read. And then all of a sudden, like a couple months later, she was gone for a while. A couple months later, all of a sudden, out of the corner of my eye, I see this like force running full speed at me and tackled me out in the playground. And it was her. She was like, "Oh my God, thank you so much. I was so bored. That book was so good." I was like, "Oh, good. Glad you liked it. Now, help me get this thing made." That didn't happen. I mean, helping me her helping me get it made. Although it is in the process of something. And also, 20% off for Los Angeles during the holiday season. So if you haven't read it, Wonder Woman liked it. It's Wonder Woman approved. I think it's working. I'm working with an editor right now. She's I may have said this last week. She's pretty big editor. You'd know who it is if you know anything about comics. And she's trying to crack. I feel like I already said this. She's trying to crack me of this whole like eye, having the eye too close to the bridge of the nose, and a curve of the mouth in my style thing. And anybody else that would tell me that, I would tell them to take a hike. But this person knows what they're talking about, and so I take it to heart. And I think it's helped. I like to do like for the lips especially. I like to get in and do the little like purse lines, like when you know, I guess that's what they'd be called. Nobody does that better than what's their name? You know, the mangaka that does Innocent and Dracula. And it's digital, but it doesn't matter because they're still using a digital pen. But man, it doesn't even have to draw a bounding line for the lips. They just do these like hints of these lines around it. Look at that. Look how beautiful that is. But you know, in order to do that, you have to have a very thin line. Or I guess you could use the Mark Schultz dry brush on a smaller level. But since we don't have that working for us, I either have to use the brush that is not working or this 005 micron. Which it's fine, but I think I want to try to file down a nib, because microns are fine for certain things like Matt Lesniewski. Your stuff is like perfect for microns with the hatching and the small details. And I think that when I switch to microns, it's a problem because I have that wiggly line that changes its thickness. And when you put it like a dead micron line next to it, I think it clashes too much sometimes. I mean, here it's so small, it's not really going to matter, but. Hmm. See, and then once I start using the tool, I just keep using it. All right. Go away. Back to this puppy. So here's a mistake that I made. I think that her jaw and the rope going the same direction like this might create a tangent. I'm not as big of a tangent Nazi as a lot of people that I know and that are friends of mine who I love dearly. But there, I think I may have solved it by thickening that line. Oh, you can show me how to avoid making the micron line not look well with a brush, Mr. Wisniewski? I'd be happy to hear it. What the hell was I talking about? Anyway. Oh yeah, tangents. Yeah, I'm not as crazy about them because if you watch the video that I did with, this is actually kind of where it's a wobbly line thing. That makes sense. Because if the brush line is getting thick and thin, creating a wobble effect as opposed to like a complete straight line, they feel more like cousins than an entirely straight line. So yeah, I'm sure that does work. Yeah, the video that I did with Tom Neely, where we discuss, oh gosh, what's his name now? But Thunderbolt was the character or something like that, and then shit, can't remember. Old school artist, but he did tangents everywhere. They were like so abundant, it was crazy. But what we discovered was that he actually was using them to draw your eye to things. Like he was using them on purpose. So if you can use them on purpose, this wasn't on purpose. If you can use them on purpose, they're okay. Me, I say anytime you can justify what you're doing, then you're good to go. Okay, so I had some stuff. Some cheekbones up there. All right. This is looking okay. Get the star here. Now, hopefully I don't ruin your ears real quick. Because I'm an idiot who uses a electric eraser for things. You know what? I'm going to mute it for 1 second. And we're back. Yeah, I love that electric eraser. It does, it can destroy a line, but any eraser can destroy a line. So just go back and touch it up real fast. But it gets down in spots that you never knew you needed to erase. And less having to go to the gym for the stamina. I mean, she's looking pretty good here to me. I do want to kind of do a dry brush on some things around here. Actually, you know what? I'm finding I have enough finesse right now to get just one of the hairs on this thing. That kind of adds where I want it exactly. Let's see what else is going on. What's the scoop? So I think some of you know I worked on the Penguin, doing storyboards for that. The Emmy nominations just came out, so I worked on the Emmy-nominated original limited series, The Penguin. Thought that was pretty cool. That it got that nod, and because I'm in the guild now, I'm getting all these like, God, my mailbox is full of screeners every single day, but it's all like screeners for like Netflix shows and stuff like that. I already have Netflix. I don't need it. But what is cool is I get invites to see movies before they come out. And then like the directors tend to be there or stars of the shows to do talks afterwards. And we're supposed to go see A Complete Unknown. The Timothy Chalamet, Bob Dylan pick. I'm a huge Bob Dylan fan. I don't know if you guys know that in a past life, I was a singer-songwriter, folk guy. Wrote songs for like forever. And comics, as they took over more and more, made it so that I don't have any time to really do that anymore. But yeah, I really want to go see it. I don't know if we'll get to. It's supposed to be tomorrow, actually. What I really wanted to go and see ASAP before anybody told me anything about it was Nosferatu, because Nosferatu is one of my favorite movies of all time. You know, the original from the 20s. And they put out things, so you got to like kind of like, they send you the email and you got to sign up fast, and only so many people from each guild get to go, or union get to go. And so got the one for Nosferatu, and there's usually they'll do like a few shows, but there's only one showing of it. And even before, like, I don't even know why they sent it out, because there was one in New York too, and maybe one in Canada, because I know Eggers is from Canada, and like the actual like flyer in the email said Los Angeles sold out. Like, how does it sell out before you even send the thing out? And then why even bother sending it to me? But whatever. I was pissed. No, I'll get to see it. I'm looking forward to that one more than anything. Okay, we're gonna keep going. Fuck it, right? Oh, speaking of things you're not supposed to say on YouTube, man, one of my videos got taken down with Dave Howlett's composite Superman. I couldn't believe it. Apparently, Warner Brothers is cracking down. So hopefully, you all got to see that one. I was super bummed. Woke up this morning to that. It's so weird because I've only gotten hit one other time, and that was from when Japan Book Hunter, because we were showing off some artwork that was, spicy, and I'm of the mind that if you can show people being assaulted and war and stuff, then you can show the human body. I mean, come on, like, how ridiculous is that? So anyway, they hit me for that one, and then Sean helped me out to re-edit it, and then I went to go to edit it with like blur over the naughty bits, and then I went to go and exchange it, and they had never taken it down. I was like, what the heck? So anyway, that sucks. But what are you gonna do? Oh, I guess I didn't plan this handout. So she'd have another finger here, and that would go like that. And she'd have another foot here, and that would go like that. And then I guess like that. Okay, fine. We'll call it done. As soon as I'm done with this, one of these projects that I'm working on, I have a DC tryout that I've been meaning to do for the last year. It's kind of an open invitation from an editor, and I've done them before. I've done them for the big two before, and of course, right when I gave up on, I was like, you know what, I'm never going to do it. I'm going to forge my own path and do my own thing. I don't even care anymore because my taste has changed too. Well, anyway, of course, that is when I get this open invitation, and I think I'm going to take that time to do as soon as this next one of these projects lets up a little bit. And I'm contemplating whether to do it publicly on here, like watch me fail and watch or succeed. But I'm a went to high school in the 90s. Self-deprecation and all that is in my blood. So so yeah, what do you all think? Document it publicly of my my journey into success or failure in a big two thing for probably last time, unless they come around because something that I do hits so successfully that they just can't not take me. Or is there a chance that I'll be blackballed because I put the process up on YouTube? Actually, you know what? I'd probably do it on my Patreon. That's probably the place to do it. So I've established that the light is coming this way. So got it. Ooh, what the hell is that? So this has to be filled in here. There. If you all haven't checked out the video that I put up yesterday with Tyler Crook, I highly recommend you check it out. I think last time I checked, like 9 people had watched it, and I was shocked because man, that guy's good and unique. You know, he definitely has his own thing going on. And there's some gems in there. He's one I for sure had been waiting to talk to for a long time. James, in the moment, and ongoing developments / updates on Patreon and hints posted publicly on occasion pointing people towards the Patreon. Oh, for the yeah, because then uh should I fail miserably, which I'm used to. I've got a tough skin. I'm not necessarily what they're looking for. I'm not house style, and it doesn't make me sad at all. I'm very very happy with the niche that I've carved out for myself in this industry, and I'm happy to say that it is going very well for me, at least right now. But I wouldn't hate getting to do a backup in something crazy like Jesse Lonergan just got to do for New Gods. Like that'd be friggin' rad. Um, but if I'm going to not get it in again, hey, well, at least maybe I can get a couple Patreon followers out of it, right? All right, all right, all right. She's looking okay to me. I need to do some shading on her. Let's get these. This is the fun part. Sorry, who wants to see me watch me do trees real fast? But yeah, Patreon is a good place to do it, and then publicly once in a while. And don't forget, I have a Patreon. If any of you are interested in checking it out, I do send out the occasional mini comic and other rewards, sketchbooks, commissions. And then when I finally get a chance to get back on Three-Headed Pigman, it's the only place you're going to be reading it. I also have to send everybody that is on it right now the Three-Headed Pigman mini comic that I did, which is just a printed version of the first 6 pages that everybody who's joined my Patreon has seen already, but they're numbered and they will be worth tens of cents one day. In 40 years, when Power Comics comes back and finds me. Let me just get these trees like in a spot that looks okay to me. Just the outline of it. Then I'll go and fill it in later so I don't completely bore you all. I mean, this is YouTube after all. This is entertainment. Cathartic entertainment, but entertainment at that. Well, you know what? Screw that. Let's go to. Hey, guess what? Let's see what this. See what this ink looks like. Oh man. Now that it's got a little thick. It's dry. All right, let's shake it up. I saw a video of Paul Pope talking about like how ink is alive because it's brewed. I'm like, is it brewed? Is it alive? Like soy sauce? I don't know about that. Maybe it is. Come on, are you going to do it again for me? But if it is, this ink is probably dead. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Come on. Come on, gloves. Let's do it here. Oh, I lost it. Lost it. This is stupid. You have to do it like this every time. I could see abandoning this very fast. Oh man, it's not anywhere now. Maybe you just have to go fast. Oh, I don't like that. Shit. Maybe if I cut the middle out. Speaking to your point of making like forcing it. Mash, mash. Oh, there we go. Mash, mash. Mash, mash, everybody. Mash, mash. There it is. And here. Just so long as it doesn't look like completely like hair. Should be good. And her hands here. I feel like shit, maybe not. I don't know. Okay. If there's a danger of that looking like hair in her armpit, I'm not going to do it down in her crotch. Maybe on the suit here. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Now this isn't doing exactly what the Schultz line was doing, because there's like a million. He had like two lines. There's like a million lines here. But I don't hate it. I don't hate it. And I like textures. I feel like it has to go like this too. Which means, oh shit, I guess I'm gonna crosshatch here. It's okay. Okay, and then I guess I gotta go on the other side of the arm. Don't do it. Do the knees. This side of the leg, maybe. Thumb. To the hand. Oh my god, I just made her have 90-year-old hands. And just, if I can just hit the nose a little bit here. No. Christopher. maybe reinforce these with a little hit of the micron. I mean, it's close. It's close. Because again, you can't add 1,000,000 lines to her. Which, you know, as we all know, 1,000,000 lines equals interesting. People make fun of that, but it's true. So. As beautiful as a Chris Samney drawing is, and I appreciate it. I think that like a Troy Nixie drawing is something I could look at much longer. And after all, are we not also, besides in the business of storytelling, are we not in the business of making beautiful art, awesome art? That made it sound like I think that Samney's art is crap, and I don't. I think that it is beautiful as well, just different. All I'm saying is I could spend more time on something with more detail. Bernie Wrightson has entered the chat. Yeah, exactly. Did I tell you guys how I did that issue of Creepshow? And I was given a 16-page television script and told that I needed to turn it into a 12-page myself. I had to turn it into a 12-page comic script and then draw it in 6 days. And then also the note attached to it was, "Do your best, Bernie Wrightson." Right. Son. Yeah, no sweat is right. I did it. I did the job. I did not do my best Bernie Wrightson. I did my best Chris Anderson on no sleep. And I got really sick doing that job. But when you get a call saying you get to work with Greg Nicotero on Creepshow, you take it. Let's see. On Friday, the second episode with Tyler Crook is coming out, and we're going to take a look at Nestor Redondo's Swamp Thing. And it's super. It's another good one. I didn't really ever. I don't think many of us have ever really taken a close look at the guy who followed Bernie Wrightson on Swamp Thing. You know, no one ever pays close attention to the guy who follows up a great run like that. But there is a lot to learn from it, especially if you have a hard time figuring out how to do a good job at drawing little things. This guy, Nestor Redondo, could draw like tiny things with emotion and like nobody else. And he was also a master at the sort of what's the word I'm looking for? You know, when they like when you don't draw the line, the holding line, like on a face or something like that. When the light has like washed it out, man, he's really good at that. So we kind of dive into it. It's pretty awesome stuff. So let's see. Let's see here. So yes, well, not really. They were freaking amazing. Yes, they were. But immediately after Wrightson, it was Nestor Redondo, who was one of the Filipino artists that came over in 1971, right? Immediately, I mean, Wrightson I think left at issue 13, and he took over at issue 14 for like till like issue 23 or something like that. So like 9 issues, and yeah, it's pretty awesome to look at. It's weird because yeah, with Set and Taliban, they didn't. They were on with Alan Moore on Saga, right? Saga, the Swamp Thing. So I think it was even it's even is it considered like a second the second series of Swamp Thing? So one of my favorite artists of all time is Alex Nino, who's also one of the they called it the Filipino invasion or whatever that happened during that time, and those guys were all on issue 11 was the first for Redondo. Okay. They they all came over and they worked on like those DC Weird War tales and stuff like that, and it was interesting to take a look at this stuff. You'll see on Friday if you watch it, but they all sort of did this thing where they did the sort of the Will Eisner thing where they incorporated the titles into the artwork, and it's beautiful. There's a lot of stuff to think about when you look at those guys. All right. She's looking pretty good to me. Goes under. What is the loop? That goes over. Okay, over. All right, we're going to do this now. We're going to do this. Let's do it. I really want to do a couple of episodes that I want to do of my own comic book gene pool. When I first started the channel, that was my intention, was just to kind of talk about that. I mean, the channel is called Chris Anderson Comics after all, right? And then I just started talking to other people about it because I found it more fascinating to talk to other people about their rides than talking about myself. Imagine that. But there's like a whole Alex Nino show that I want to do, probably a week of it. looking through some of his really great stuff and looking at some of the original art from him. I'll pull a bunch of just pages, just like we'll flip through original pages from like comic art fans and all that biz, and really get into it. I have like a whole folder just of his title pages because, damn man, that guy was a genius. I have an original from him too. He's like 89 or 90 now, and I reached out to his Instagram to see if I could get him on because, geez, man, these guys, we gotta. If we don't get them now, we're not gonna ever get them, you know. And his style is so interesting. And in a time when, in 1971, when these guys were coming over or starting to work, I don't know if they're here or if they were working in the Philippines still. They ended up in California, a lot of them I know, or New York, I think. But I think they were starting to work from the Philippines. Oh, I hate that. Ugh. Shit. Yep. The S is going the wrong way. Darn it. Well, we'll just do this. There we go. No, we don't. Oh my god. Oh my god. Nope. This is gonna look great. I really screwed this up. Anyway, like during that time, there was interesting artists. There weren't a whole ton. I'm sure that many of you would argue that point with me, and I would very quickly relent. But I think that when I saw the weird War Tales that was in a box in my basement with Nino's stuff in it, you know, in the 90s, and this book is from like 72, it affected me. Yeah, Nick Manabat, man. Oh, that Cybernary stuff. I did a oh man, I really screwed this up. Look at that. I did a what's it called? Like an homage cover or pinup for Local Man. I think in issue 3 for that one of those Cybernary covers. He was just ridiculous. Oh yeah, that Cybernary artist edition. I forget where did it come out. It was like somewhere where I wasn't paying attention and I didn't get it. Yeah, and he did. He died so young. It's so sad. It's a Facebook group. That's what it was. Yeah. Like if I looked at every Facebook group that I was a part of all the time. Yeah, all of a sudden, all these people started showing off these Nick Manabat Cybernary artist editions. Like, what the heck? Yeah, he was something special. He had that dark thing going on. You know, I think before even Jay Lee like took the turn real hard during the Young Blood Strike Force stuff. He was starting to do it during the the Namor run, but so many interesting artists kind of that we all love, but like they were coming out just, they kind of got lost in the whole image thing. They were doing super interesting things. Just think about that the other day. It was even like, because even like Keith Giffen doing his weird trencher stuff, and at that time, like even Jim Lee was doing like his Death Blow. I mean, you know, everybody was like, "Oh, he's just trying to do Frank Miller in Sin City," but it, you know, take a guy who can draw exciting stuff like Jim Lee and then do it. It was, I liked it a lot. Not that, you know, not that Frank Miller can't do some exciting things, but yeah. And then you got like Travis Charest all of a sudden like exploded from. I remember picking his stuff up in Dark Star, I think it was the book, and thought that it was super interesting. Hey, Nico. Okay. Lasso done. Oh, it was called the Cybernary Artist Edition. Oh wait, what, Artifact Edition? Yeah, I'd love to at least see that thing. I can look right out my window here and see a bunch of giant palm trees, and they're still like so hard to capture. Just right for me. I don't know why. Channel your inner trapper keeper cover. Mine had a horse on it. All right, so one more time for next week. I'm going to do I don't think I have a commission lined up. So I'm going to do a sketch cover that I will then put on my store. Do we want Twig, Creature from the Black Lagoon, Ninja Turtles, Duke, G.I. Joe, or Detective Comics number 27? I mean, I'm sure we'll eventually get to them all, but so far, Ninja Turtles is winning. All right. It's looking like Ninja Turtles. Don't worry, those of you who absolutely hate the Ninja Turtles. I'm sure there's got to be one person in the world, right? I will get to all of them eventually. I am looking forward to drawing OG Batman, though. I love original Batman. So let's. I was going to originally make that all black, but I like the dry brush and kind of make it look like rocks or something, cliffside. Let's use a chisel. It doesn't add anything or take anything away, I guess. Okay, she's looking good to me. I will paint the I'll paint the jet probably up here somewhere. Make the lasso glow, and we'll call it quits on this one. Awesome. All right. Well, that probably just about wraps it up. Remember, you can get your copies of Chaotic Neutral or Lost Angels or the very rare 2 issues of Horrorium. Spectral Showcase of Fear with an illustration, and everyone will come with a drawing inside of it, and sketches of the masters on the website right now, chrisandersoncomics.com, for 20% off, just for this month. So if you haven't done that, go ahead and grab something special for yourself or a loved one. Hit the like and the subscribe if you haven't on the video already. That would be most appreciated. And don't forget to join my Patreon, because try to make it as awesome as possible and interact even more on there. So until then, keep going, keep going. Matt, you trying to kill me? What do you want me to keep going on? I'll just render the living daylights out of her. Just she's going to be in a shadow, but just all shadow by the time I'm done. Next week I'll go harder. How about that? Ninja Turtles, I can add a lot of texture to that. We'll get all sorts of stuff going crazy. Anyway, until next time. I know you're kidding. Until next time, take care, everybody. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you. Oh, next week it's going to be probably on Wednesday, because it is my wife's birthday on Tuesday, and that would be in bad form to do a live stream on her birthday. So we'll do it Wednesday. So we'll see you next week, everybody. Take care.